This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Entertainment Hour here on the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I'm the co-host, Dragon Viper, and alongside me is my co-host, Chris P. Bacon. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. Glad to be on, and hope everybody's having a good week.
All right, yeah, me too. It's been a very busy week as usual, and so let's end this week and start of the weekend with this show. So, as always, like every week, we're going to talk about the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network programs that you could find every day during the week. So go ahead and name some of those off there, Chris.
Yeah, so Entertainment Hours tonight. Sunday we'll have Morning Tailgate and Between the Ropes. Monday will be Bro Code. And I believe C2C at night. Tuesday will be C2C Rankum and Game Night. Wednesday will be Sports Minute and the Couch Fantasy Zone with Big B and Tim. You can see them also on C2C Rankum. And then on deck is Thursday, going through the playoffs. So,
all right, and thank you. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Cut you off.
No, you're good.
Yeah, just and you know, there's plenty more shows as well, and from my understanding, there's more coming to the network. So just keep your eyes on Coast to Coast Entertainment Network and your notifications, and you'll be able to see about more of those shows. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on. So I have some celebrity news here. One thing is, so we had a passing. We had a few, but the one that I caught on was Dame Maggie Smith, and she is a dame because she was knighted by the Queen of England. I think that's who it was. But anyway, she was knighted, and so when a man gets knighted, he's Sir. When a woman gets knighted, she is a dame. So anyway, Dame Maggie Smith passed away today. And she was 89 years old. I mean, there was no real report of how she died, except for assuming natural causes because of how old she was. You know, and for those that like me that don't know, you know, names to face sometimes when it comes to the celebrities, Maggie Smith is, you know, and we're going to talk about it a couple other times throughout the show. But Maggie Smith was the actress who played Mother Superior in Sister Act. She was one of the characters in, I'm drawing a blank. Harry Potter. Yep. And you know, so like I said, I mean, we'll get more into the movies and stuff that she was in later on. But yeah, so I think, you know, I didn't even really know who she was, at least until you know, Sister Act, because, you know, my parents loved that movie, and so I knew who she was through that movie to begin with. And Hollywood, she was in Hollywood for, I believe it said like 50 years or something. So she's been in Hollywood for a very long time. She lived a very long life, especially in the spotlight. And she's going to be missed in Hollywood, definitely. Really good actress from the few movies I've seen of hers. Yeah, and you got anything on that, Chris?
No, I'm kind of the same way of you. I don't really know actors or actresses by face or name. You say something and it's like, I recognize the name or whatever, but until it's like pointed out, it's like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that. And she will be missed. I'm sure. Later on, the movies we bring up, maybe you'll go, oh, she was in that.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And which surprises me that I haven't seen more of her movies, but I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, and like we said, we'll go ahead and mention more about her movies and stuff as the show goes on. So anyway, for her, rest in peace. And and the other thing I was going to mention about her was the fact that there was talks of Sister Act 3, and Whoopi Goldberg, who
I was going to ask, yeah,
who was on that movie, or who was part of that movie. She said that before Maggie passed away, she had mentioned that she wanted Maggie to be in the third one. I guess Maggie was kind of debating on if she really wanted to be in it or not. And Whoopi Goldberg said she was, Maggie was one of the best ones that she wanted to work with in that movie again. So unfortunately, if they hadn't made it yet, I don't know what the updated story is, if they were going to still make it or not. But unfortunately, if they decide to just go ahead and go through and film it, unfortunately, she's not going to be on there. And we have James here. Hello, James. Been a while.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
From work and got something to eat because I was so damn hungry after a long shift. What are we talking about?
We are talking about Maggie Smith, the passing of.
I gotta Google her right now. I don't know.
We were kind of bringing that up too. It's like sometimes with different actors or actresses, you're like, who?
I was about to put in Maggie May. That would have been wrong.
Yeah.
For those of you who love Maggie or Rod Stewart.
Maggie Smith is the one that played Mother Superior on Sister Act. She played on one of the characters in Harry Potter. She played, I think, My Cousin Vinny, and movies like that.
Yeah, I don't know much about her. She's got the same crooked eye that I do. I can tell you that. I'm just saying.
You're like twins.
I saw the last thing she did was 2023. So even at 88 years old, she was still out here doing stuff. And Downtown Abbey, I heard of it, but of course I've never seen it. But I know a lot of people who love it. And then Harry Potter, Professor Minerva Mangola. Let's just say that. Yeah, I don't know much about her, but it's always sad. Someone, I'm guessing she's from across the pond.
Yeah, she is.
She was
Scottish.
Yeah, she was knighted. So she's, actually Dame Maggie Smith.
Look, Dame.
Dame. That's what they.
I know.
Okay, I was gonna say, do I have to explain this, James?
Look, Dame. You want it? See. She's won 2 Oscars, 50 wins on awards, and 108 nominations overall.
Oh wow.
Best Actress in the Supporting Role for Gosford Park. You know, I've always seen. I remember as a kid at the video store seeing that on the shelf, but I would never get it. But I know it's a romantic movie. I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about her, but yeah, that's always sad when someone passes away that long in her career. I'll just say that.
All right.
Let's see if I'll just talk. Go ahead.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next story. Machine Gun Kelly. I don't know if you guys know who that is or not.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Oh, well, I only like 2 songs of his. So, I mean, but no, Machine Gun Kelly is actually in country music now.
I'm not surprised you brought that up.
But no, and it's strange because it was a week or 2 ago I had just talked about Beyonce being in country, and now we have MGK in it, and it's like, really, these guys can't just stay in their own genre. They can't seem to do it.
Wow.
And I mean, 2024, country music is definitely not how it used to be. Now you're getting all these crossover stars coming into country and stuff like that. And oh no, I don't really like it very much. But anyway, so MGK claims that being in country music is like stepping on the moon. And this is his quote. It's like stepping on the moon. It's nice to see someone else come and land on it, end quote. But he, I guess they had the People's Choice Country Awards at the Grand Ole Opry. And he did a solo titled Lonely Road, which I'll have to listen to it some other time. But
that Old Town Road is Lonely Road.
There you go. I'd rather hear that.
But it was actually released as a duet with Jelly Roll.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually won an award for best crossover song. So I don't know if I really like MGK in country. Like I said, I didn't like Beyonce in country. I'll have to listen to it, but I don't think I really like MGK in country. I think he needs to stay where he's at. It's almost like he was in rap. He challenged Eminem. He lost that challenge, like always, because Eminem is one of the best. And then he decides to cross over in different genres, trying it out and seeing if he does any good at it. I think he needed to stay in rap, even though he was kind of terrible. But I mean, James? What's your thought of him trying country out?
Well, yeah, he's going with the trend, definitely. I know Jelly Roll is a huge, trendy singer star right now. Like he's huge, man. I see him on a lot of videos. The thing about RG3, MKG, he was born Colson Baker, and he's 34 years old. And I didn't know how old he was. All I know, he was like losing a lot of battles against others, of course, like you mentioned. I'll have to hear it again, like you mentioned, or hopefully just forget all about it. But I didn't. I don't know what to think. So in July, Kelly and Jelly, that's their nicknames when they go out on the road. Kelly and Jelly. KY Jelly. Just put that together. So they released Lonely Road. They collabed on that. It put a spin on John Denver's classic Take Me Home Country Roads.
Oh, no.
So you kind of get a feel of what the song is going to sound like. Everybody's copying after everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much at this point. Yeah.
I don't know how he pulled Megan Fox, the woman with the big thumbs, but that's what he pulled, I guess.
Oh no.
I'll try to listen to it, but hopefully
I
I
remember
won't
that.
remember.
I remember you said
It's true. Look it up.
Yeah, I just
I believe you.
yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to it. I just hope I don't go deaf hearing it.
That's my yep.
Chris, what's your thought on it?
I'm sure it's gonna be okay. I don't think it's gonna be the best, but I'm not sure it's gonna be the worst. I have to listen to it, but
Well,
Jelly Roll's not bad.
Mhm.
Machine Gun Kelly's not
Well,
bad. I mean,
and MGK ended up getting an award for best crossover song, so I don't know.
That's because everything sucks nowadays, probably.
Yeah, most likely. And then we have Gene Carlson saying, "Hi, y'all. Hi, Mom. How's it going? At least you're watching it this time." And then somebody named John Smith commented, said, "Good stuff. Keep it up. Thank you, John." And then the last news story I had to say this, do this because I thought it was kind of funny. But so the Cowboys and Giants played last night.
they did. I'm just playing.
And I actually watched that game. I should have actually watched the crowd. But anyway, during that game, when the score was 0-3, Giants were ahead. A guy who was wearing a Troy Aikman jersey started attacking another guy who was wearing a Lawrence Taylor Giants jersey. The guy with the Aikman jersey ended up pulling the other guy's jersey over his head and started punching him.
Hockey style.
Exactly. Several times. And it lasted nearly a half a minute. People were able to grab the Dallas fan and pulled him off of the other guy, and it pretty much ended. Not sure if they were arrested or ejected out of the game at that point. I just found it interesting that the people get okay. So I yell at my TV sometimes, and I get a little upset when there's a game on, and Dallas is losing like the last couple of weeks they had been, and I could see getting a little competitive and upset, but I'm not going to stand there and I'm not going to go and start punching somebody that's rooting for the other team, because that's too far. I sit here and I joke about, wanting to throw something in my TV, or something like that. I joke about it. I'm not literally going to do it. And if I was in the fan section, I'm not literally going to sit there and hit somebody because of the other team. I never
understood the people that I see videos on where it's like, like you said, they yell at the TV, then they pick up the TV or punch the TV, and it's like, now you gotta buy a new TV.
Exactly. So, James, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, these probably happen at every stadium, and it's always unfortunate. Of course, beer or alcohol comes into play as well. That's always the main thing. I was trying to remember something I saw earlier today and where it was, where a guy, it was at a Dodger game, I think earlier this year, and this guy's just drunk, and he's being carried away by the cops, and there's like 5 of them, and he keeps yelling, "Look at how many it's taking for you to get rid of me. Look at how many." But this one, of course, in the crowd, it looked like a hockey fight, the way you grab the jersey over the person's head and you swing away. I think that was more entertaining than the whole second half of that game yesterday. I saw most of it.
Or was it the Post Malone appearance?
Yeah, that was crazy. Like I didn't realize he was a Cowboy fan, but yeah, these things happen. Like, I'm with you, Randy. Like, I go to games, here and there. Rarely football games, but that always seems to be the issue there. And I've never had a reason to go with anybody. I've always, if somebody insults me, I'm like, oh, I just brush it off my shoulder. Never really think about it really after. I've just never had that come up even through all the games I've went to.
Yeah, it's just kind of immature of some people.
Mhm.
Chris, what do you think?
It is immature. Or Callan brings up this. He could be these two people.
Yeah,
Brings a sign saying they just got married, but
Oh yeah.
the wife said I trade my husband for Josh Allen.
Wow. And then before that, Callan also was talking about the previous thing with MGK being a country singer. He says, Post Malone as a country singer, how do we feel about that? I actually think he does well. Not a lot of people from his genre, his usual genre, does well in country, but I honestly think Post Malone does a good job in it. That's my thought.
I've never heard it, to be honest with you.
I never have either.
Really? Yeah, you guys.
Yeah.
I can't think at this moment what the song's called, but he does a really good song in country music. So I do give him credit for that. But it's like I said last week or week before, Beyonce sucked. So I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't listen to her again. And then Callan says, sounds like the Giants and Dodgers or the Chargers and Raiders when it comes to fan altercations. Well, I mean, I would believe the Raiders. The Raiders are like hardcore, fans where it's like if they don't like where something, the score or doesn't like the fact they're losing, they're going to get into a fight. Oh, speaking of Raiders fan. And then Callan says James would know well it's either alcohol or gang activity.
Both.
Yep. Raiders right
No.
there. And then Callan says I had some help with Morgan Wallen.
I've heard of him. I know he's Mike Trout's favorite singer, I think, but I've never heard his stuff either.
I don't think I've heard Morgan Wallen either.
Same.
So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think Post Malone does well in country, but no, I had to bring that up about the fight because I thought it was kind of immature, but kind of funny at the same time because I could see a hockey match, having the same thing. So it's like, What are we watching, football or hockey? So
if you see hockey fights, it's like wrestling, but there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We have Where Are They Now, and we're gonna talk about Sister Act, a few people from there, and then this is as of 2023. So anyway, we have Whoopi Goldberg, who on the movies known as Dolores. Also, as a nun, she's known as Sister Mary Clarence. I mean, everybody knows who she is pretty much. I mean, she continued acting in other movies like Lion King, Toy Story 3, Sister Act 2, and she was a co-host on the show The View. She does keep getting in trouble, though, with her mouth because she keeps voicing her opinion about controversial topics. I mean, later on, she'll go and she'll apologize, but she's still getting in trouble by, people because she voices her opinion. People get offended. And then, so, I mean, not much else going on with her. And then I did put Dame Maggie Smith on here. Before she passed away, of course, she was in the Harry Potter franchise, Downton Abbey, Sister Act 2. She was in Hook. And there was a little piece of fact here. Her sons are also actors, Chris Larkin and Toby Stevens. So if anybody, have heard of those actors, I'm sure they're in some pretty good movies. I don't recall the names, but again, there's that thing of I know the face, just don't know the name half the time. So,
Right.
and then we have Harvey Keitel, who was Vince, who was Whoopi Goldberg's character's boyfriend or love interest, whatever. And besides being on Sister Act, he's pretty much had a quiet, private life most of the time. I mean, he's been in a few other movies like Reservoir Dogs, Mike, and I guess he was in Beyonce's music video "Pretty Hurts." He was a pageant host, and especially because he's a huge fan of hers. But other than that, I mean, he likes living in the quiet life out of the spotlight most of the time. And then we have Wendy McKenna, who is on the movie named Sister Mary Robert. Of course, she's still acting and making TV appearances. I mean, that's all I got on her. Kathy Najimy or something.
She's one of my favorites.
Sister Mary Patrick. She was in a few more movies like Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. And she's also a vocal supporter for women's rights for abortion. So, she feels that women have rights if they want to have abortion or not. So she's fighting for them. And then the last one I did was Bill Nunn, who was Lieutenant Souther. He continued acting. He was in the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire and all the Tobey Maguire ones as Peter Parker's colleague at the Daily Bugle. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2016 from leukemia. He was 62. So, but yeah, I didn't even know that, and I don't remember it. And I watch Spider-Man constantly with a client of mine when he watches it, so I didn't even pay attention to that. So, and that's all I've got for that. For where are they now? And if you guys want to throw, anybody in the comments or anybody in this room want to throw out a show that you want me to do, where are they now? Just let me know, and then I'll do that show. My mom's saying she loves Sister Act. Yeah, I know.
Good.
My mom and dad both would sit there and continuously rewind certain parts of that movie and watch it over and over and over. And in fact, my mom, and she can vouch for this, would literally sit there with a tape recorder and would tape all the songs from that movie on a tape. And for the longest time, you could hear it was pretty much her own soundtrack, but it had the stuff in the background throughout the movie. So she would literally take the music from that movie and put it on a tape recorder.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on to celebrity birthdays.
There we go.
Now, Chris, I have to say
Yeah.
this. Is this going to be more often? You're going to be about one away and 30
I hope-
away or something?
I hope so. I hope so.
Since James is here. So
Hey, I did better last week.
So first off, we have Jenna Ortega. And for those of you who don't know who that is, she was Wednesday Addams on the Netflix series Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 27.
25.
Nope. What, Chris?
25.
You're closer.
24.
22.
No. Whoops.
Then we have Gwyneth Paltrow from Shallow Hal. She's Wendy in Hook.
Ooh. 50.
You're close.
48. 48.
James was closer. 52.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's 52 today, which surprises me. I didn't think she was that old.
Yeah.
But I guess it kind of makes sense. And then I don't know who on here had watched the TV show Bones.
Here and there.
I mean, but the actor or the actress is Tamara Taylor, who goes by Dr. Soroyan. Yeah, Dr. Soroyan. She ended up on the later episode or later seasons of it.
I recognize the name.
46.
Not even close.
I have no idea.
50. 52.
Chris is close. 54.
Damn.
And then we have rapper Lil Wayne.
Okay.
For all of you that know the Lollipop rapper. I'm not getting into the lyrics in that. That would not be
I saw him
appropriate.
on.
I can.
Oh.
I saw him on the Sunday Night Football promo this past week for the Falcons.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna say he's 43 now.
I'm gonna say
You were close. He was
42. 42.
Yep, Chris got it. 42.
I'm just guessing.
So yeah, Lil Wayne is now 42 years old.
That's crazy.
And
He's
then
not
we
little anymore.
Nope. Then we have Avril Lavigne.
40. I just saw this today and it made me feel old as hell.
James.
It made me feel old as hell because that was my first
40 and a half. I'm just kidding.
40 in today. That was the first CD I ever bought at the warehouse after like middle school or something like that. And I was afraid to show everyone who I bought or what CD I bought with my own money. And I never told anybody who it was. I was like, oh, just some rock band, but it was really her. I was really scared to show that side back in 2002. Let Go.
Yeah. I
love her.
I wasn't afraid. I was a junior in high school, and I wasn't afraid.
She still looks great too, and she was actually doing a song with MGK, I think, last year or something like that. They were doing the song together.
Yeah. All right, and this is for my mom. I know she's watching. Sean Cassidy. He was in the 1970s Hardy Boys Mystery. He was a 1970s heartthrob singer. Yeah.
I think my mom loved David Cassidy.
Well, I think that my mom loved him too, but
I think I love you. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna say 72.
No.
79.
No, and my mom's even wrong. All three of you. I mean, I think my mom's a little bit closer, but 66.
Okay, I can see that. Way off the mark for me.
Yeah.
It's a bit outside.
Yeah. And then the last one for today, for those that watch baseball, this person is from the Phillies and the Royals from a long time ago. Mike Schmidt.
He never played for the Royals.
I looked him up. Him up. And he said he played for the Royals.
James is like, I'm gonna look this up. I don't
know. George Brett was the other great third baseman at the time. I know they met in the World Series in 1980. But yeah, both played for only one team each. I'm gonna say probably 71.
70.
Actually, James was closer with he's actually turned 75.
Wow. And he retired like in 1988 or 9.
Yeah, I
So
can't
think
remember.
about how old he was when he retired.
Yeah, I can't remember what year, but yeah, it said he was in the Phillies and the Royals. So I don't know. And then we're doing birthdays for tomorrow. Hillary Duff. Everybody knows who
I
Hillary Duff.
love her. She looks great now. She was another one of those crushes back in the day. It was like Lindsay Lohan, Hillary Duff, Avril Lavigne, Michelle Branch,
Yeah.
all of them. Like, boom. 37.
Wow, James, are you reading my papers? Like,
No. Was it? It was?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
37.
She looks great for 37, too.
I thought she was a little younger than that, so it surprised me when I found that out. And then we have one of the singers for Little Big Town, Karen Fairchild, country singer.
39.
Nope,
40.
not even close. Not even close. 55.
I know they had like one hit, but I don't remember it back in the day.
Boondocks was one of them. And then you had Little Big Town with what's his face with Old Town Road.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah. So I mean, and then you have Moon Zappa. What kind of name is Moon? I don't
The
know,
hell?
but daughter of Frank Zappa, who sang Valley Girl.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Moon Zappa.
The reason I know who those people are, sometimes I'll watch old David Letterman clips from the 80s, and she's an actress, and Frank Zappa, of course, is a out there actor or singer, whatever he was.
Yeah, he's a singer.
Yeah, that's who he was. So she's got it. She was like 20 doing Valley Girl in like 1982, 83 talk. She was doing Valley Girl talk like as if. So if you multiply that from 1983 to now, she's got to be 62.
You're close.
63.
Nope. She is gonna be 57.
Sorry, Moon.
And then we have Frankie Jonas, the youngest of the Jonas Brothers.
Boy, do they have tales to tell if that ever can come out. Just saying. I'm gonna say 29.
Close.
31.
Not even close. 24.
Wow. I think I saw a commercial of theirs recently, and I was like, wow, I haven't seen them in forever.
Then we have Jeffrey Jones, who was the principal on Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, wow. He got in trouble, like, it was like,
oh, yeah.
and involved with children, I think. I won't
Yeah.
say the other word. But
yeah, he got in trouble.
they were trying to do a reboot, but it won't be with him.
No.
So I'm gonna say 66.
Not even close.
71.
Getting closer. 78.
74.
Damn, I did not realize that. He
My mom
looked
said
younger.
85. Really, Mom?
He looked younger back in 80. Whenever Ferris Bueller was at 87, he looked young in that.
Yeah. So yeah, 78.
Wow.
Then I don't know how many of you have seen Jackass.
Oh hell yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, Bam Margera.
I love him, man. I hope he's doing better. God. I'm gonna say 43.
You're close.
41.
James was closer. He's turning 45.
Wow. I just hope the parents are still alive, and I wish him nothing but the best. I really do.
And then we have Seahawks' own wide receiver Tyler Lockett.
Wow, that was a surprise.
I thought you were going to say beast mode, Marshawn Lynch.
No.
I'm gonna say 32.
James got it.
Wow. I know he's one of the oldest players on the team. That's why. And all the rest of them are very young, except Geno Smith and him.
Yeah, 32.
Wow.
And then, of course, Chris will know these last two. Jason Jordan.
Yeah. 37.
Close.
35.
Both of you are close. It's 36.
6. Yeah, then the screen.
He was supposedly Kurt Angle's son.
Yeah, well, supposedly storyline.
That's what I said, supposedly.
Yeah. Then the last one we have is Steve Blackman from WWF.
I'm going to say
40. No, 52.
No.
60.
Chris is closer. 61.
I knew a name like that sounds like somebody from the past. That's why I went higher. I just guessed.
He said WWF.
I didn't even realize the difference.
Yeah, so Chris was closer.
Yeah, they had to change their name because of the World Wildlife Federation.
Really?
Yeah.
Which also had WWF.
So the panda bears are out here wrestling, and they said, "Yeah, you can't."
And my mom says she thought he was 82. Really, Mom?
You know what's funny? It's like you can't even name anything else he's been in. Like I can't even. I just know him as that principal, getting caught, and what in the back of
Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I don't know anything he's done.
So we're gonna go ahead and move on. Oh no, we were gonna do the reels.
Oh,
I
there we go.
skipped ahead a little bit. There was a reel that Chris had posted in our group chat,
and I haven't seen this,
okay.
so this is gonna be fun.
I kind of skipped ahead a little bit.
Yeah, let me get it real quick.
All right.
It shouldn't take that long. But yeah, I saw this and I'm like, I bet this would be kind of.
I have,
fun.
It's funny because I've never seen one of those before.
I never have either, but with all the DVR stuff and we did VHS and all that, it's kind of like, oh, this might be cool, to kind of show off.
Yeah, I would have. I'm sure my parents would have loved to have one of those too. So
it kind of sounds like the stuff we have today, but it just first came out. I can't remember the year, but I think it shows the year.
I love guessing years on things.
Make sure I have it coming up. I think it was in the 80s. Here we go. Okay. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, wait. I gotta bring it up. All right, here we go. Come on. There we go. I'll make it bigger too. I probably can't. All right. Here we go.
Isn't it great to record your favorite TV show and watch it later? fastest way to record your favorite TV show. No more confusing menus, no more complicated manuals. Just pick the channel you want to record, and with the Copilot, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, pick the day. 2, set the start time. 3, set the stop time. That's it. And for your favorite soap operas, set the VCR Copilot once, and it will record every day at the exact same time. So no more worries. Go wherever you want, whenever you want. It works with any VCR and starts recording the exact same time and day you pick. It's that easy. Your grandmother can do it, your kids can do it, even you can do it. If you can tell time, you can program your VCR. The VCR Copilot.
Available at Kmart, Walgreens, CVS, and participating Ace Hardware.
Wow.
Oh, that was cool.
And the thing is the fact that I have never seen one of those.
Mm-mm.
I never have either.
But my parents would have loved it because I know there was things that my mom would want to tape every day, and somebody would have to be at home to hit record, to be able to tape it, make sure that as soon as the show's over, to hit stop, or it's going to record whatever else is on.
Hell yeah.
So
I had to do that a few times growing up, and I would hate when the local news came on. It's like thunderstorm warning in your area, and it goes on and on and on. It's like,
yeah.
But then that happens with DVR too. But now we can watch it on demand. So I mean, it's okay.
But yeah, my mom would have loved to have one of those. But yeah, so I just thought it was a funny thing,
That's awesome
to look at and all that.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I've never heard of anything like that until TiVo.
Yeah, that was like the first.
And I've never had that
DVR.
either. Yeah, and
Never
I've
did
never.
either.
Yeah, I literally, you had to be home for things. It's like that scene in Step Brothers where, the other brothers like telling the wife, "Hey, Dane Cook pay-per-view in 30 minutes. Let's go." And now, like, everything you can record, everything, no problem. Like, it records and everything. It doesn't matter if your power goes out or whatever. It'll still do it behind the scenes, I guess. It's just amazing how we've grown. But, man, all that technology to do, the little meters, to plan the days, you really had to, like, really focus in on that. Like, really to get that done. I would have had a hard time doing that.
So yeah,
I remember when TiVo came out. I'd be like, "Hey, Mom, we should get this." Like, no, we're okay. It's like, all right.
We'll still do it from the early '90s and sit there and make sure we hit record,
Yeah.
pause when it comes to a commercial, and then hit record again when the commercial's off. Yeah, I hated that, especially when my mom did CMT videos. She'd be sitting there recording all different videos on her tapes, and it's like, I don't want that song. Go ahead and hit pause. Okay, I want that song recorded again. And so anyway, moving on. We started last week and we're doing it again this week. Flashback Friday. We're doing for the year 1999.
Wow.
And I was, what was it? I was, let's see, I was 18 in 2003. So 4 years before that, I was 14. And I'm aging myself here. So, I mean, I remember, all these lists of top 10 stuff from 1999. I remember all this. And a lot of this was really good, and I enjoyed it. And I want you guys to listen to these and see if you agree of, this website's top 10, or if there's any changes you would want. I don't know if you guys how old you guys were in 99.
I was 9 or 10.
I was 6, 5.
Oh,
6,
wow.
somewhere in
So
there.
maybe you guys may not know many of this, but we'll go ahead and do this. from Billboard Magazine Top 100. Here's the top 10 songs of 1999. Number 10, Livin' La Vida Loca from Ricky Martin.
All right, I know that song.
Number 9, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here by Deborah Cox.
Hell yeah.
Not sure.
8, Every Morning by Sugar Ray.
Hell yeah.
Possibly.
7, Genie in a Ball by Christina Aguilera.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Number 6, Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Number 5, Baby One More Time, Britney Spears.
Definitely.
Number 4, Heartbreak Hotel by Whitney Houston, Faith Evans, and Kelly Pride.
Mm-hmm.
Pride or Price?
Price.
Can't remember on writing. Number 3, Angel of Mine by Monica.
That's my favorite song of her.
Number 2, No Scrubs by TLC. And I've been told I'm not a scrub, so I'm happy about that. And number 1, Believe by Cher.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, do you guys agree with the list?
I would.
I guess it depended on that was the first year of Eminem, like when he really broke out. But they were going for the most popular, of course. So probably 2000 was Eminem's time. But when I look back at those years, I always had my radio with me at home or on the go or whatever. So I'd hear all these songs all the time. So it's like it's always a good refresher and a good reminder of what was.
Well, and that's why I like the fact it's fallback, because it's nostalgia. You get memories from all this stuff. So, all right, and then top 10 singers, and this is from musicvf.com. Top 10 singers is number 10, Will Smith. Number 9, Jennifer Lopez. Number 8, Venga Boys. Number 7, Ricky Martin. Number 6, TLC. Number 5, Christina Aguilera. Number 4, Whitney Houston. Number 3, Westlife. Number 2, Destiny's Child. And number 1, Mariah Carey.
What
The
was
one
hit
thing,
song? I'm just kidding.
the one thing I remember, what is it? With Jennifer Lopez, that was like I think that was her debut album.
It was.
And it had Love Don't Cost a Thing, Waiting for Tonight, and those two were like smash hits in my opinion.
Well, If You Had My Love was her very first single
I love that. I love those songs
from
of hers.
1999. So, and Chris, I mean, do you agree on especially the number 1 or?
I agree.
Okay. And then we have top 10 actors of 1999. From the website The Numbers. Number 10, Tom Hanks. Number 9, John Travolta. Number 8, Ben Affleck. Number 7, George Clooney. Number 6, Tommy Lee Jones. Number 5, Pierce Brosnan. Number 4, Nicolas Cage. Number 3, Matt Damon. Number 2, Robin Williams. And number 1, Bruce Willis.
I was thinking Bruce Willis, wasn't that Armageddon
Yeah, he was in Armageddon
that year, I think, and then
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan, that was probably one of his 007 movies.
Yeah, I think so. But
And
yeah,
then-
I definitely know Bruce Willis was Armageddon that year.
What was number 8 or 9?
8 was Ben Affleck, and 9 was John Travolta.
Maybe it was 10 or 7, but I remember a couple of things those guys are in, definitely.
And then top 10 actresses, also from the website The Numbers. Number 10, Nicole Kidman. Number 9, Jennifer Lopez. Number 8, Cameron Diaz. Number 7, Heather Graham. Number 6, Drew Barrymore. Number 5, Meg Ryan. Number 4, Gwyneth Paltrow. Number 3, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Number 2, Sandra Bullock. And number 1, Julia Roberts.
I like some of them.
They're not bad. I was thinking Drew Barrymore is a talk show host now, but yeah.
I thought maybe that was Never Been Kissed. That was in 1999 for Drew Barrymore. I could be wrong.
Yep, no, you're right.
Oh.
It was Never Been Kissed with Drew Barrymore.
Before that, I love the movie Wedding Singer.
Yep.
Yeah,
That was
a good one.
97 or 98.
Yeah.
Don't forget Scream.
And then the last one I did was top 10 movies, and this is from IMDb. Number 10, The Talented Mr. Ripley. Number 9 being John Malkovich, or Malkovich, however it's pronounced. Number 8, Election. Number 7, The Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, Toy Story 2. Number 5, Eyes Wide Shut. That shouldn't even be in the top 10. I hate that movie. Number 4, The Green Mile. Number 3, American Beauty. Number 2, The Matrix. And number 1, the thing you don't ever talk about.
Fight Club.
Yep.
Oh, I broke the rule.
The Matrix didn't make it?
No,
No,
The
number
Matrix
2.
is number 2.
Oh, number 2. Okay, for some
Yeah.
reason I was here, but I wasn't listening. I was gonna say because I remember that. I remember watching that with my brothers. I think.
And then all the parodies.
What was that?
Came out of it, all the parodies that came out with it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna add Any Given Sunday to that. That I remember that movie and Big Daddy.
Yeah.
I would have a different genre, of course, than all these other ones. Detroit Rock City, love that movie too. The Wood would be another one for me. It would be different movies than the popular ones, I guess. And believe it or not, I see American Pie was 1999.
Yeah.
But I've never seen any of them.
Really?
No, I got to go on a
mentioned
binge
that.
one day, probably.
I think you mentioned that before, and I was shocked then, too.
I think everybody has that when I tell them.
You're like, I'll take a day off and watch them all.
There you go. Mom asked, what was number 1 movie? The number 1 movie was Fight Club.
I think I've seen that once.
I've seen it once, too. But we don't ever talk about it, though.
Oh, was it one of the questions for trivia? Is like what product is in every scene?
Yeah.
I think it was like a Coke can or something.
I thought it was a Starbucks cup.
Maybe
it's
it
a
was that.
Starbucks.
Yeah. Oh look,
It's a Starbucks. Yeah. I hate Starbucks. It's about Dutch
Okay.
brothers.
somebody brought that in today. I was like, oh, because I had that once. So good.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our top 10 or less favorites. And James, I don't know if you did any of it.
No, I could read them off.
Okay. The actor that we're talking about is Ben Affleck. So
Affleck.
go ahead and start with that, James.
I personally do not like some of his movies. So, okay, he was in Field of Dreams, but I don't remember him in it. Like maybe he was one of the players or something in the background.
Probably.
But I don't remember that. Armageddon.
Yep.
Yeah. So I like that movie. So that one.
He was Liv Tyler's love interest.
I had forgot all about that. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I've only seen Clerks 3, so I got to get the other 2 in. But I remember him from that. Now I never watch Jiggly.
Geely.
Geely, but I heard it was the worst movie ever rated.
Yep.
So I don't know. I do like one song from Daredevil, but I've never seen that movie, of course. Dazed and Confused. I always liked him in that. I've always wanted to see him in Air. It was about the getting Michael Jordan to sign with Nike, I guess. I did watch him in Batman versus Superman, but I felt indifferent about him being Batman. I think we've all had a different opinion on that.
Yep.
That he didn't do so well, I think, in that. There's got to be something else I liked him in. I'm looking through his
IMDb.
DB. Thank you. And I don't. Shoot, it only goes to 2001. What the hell? This is weird. I'll just go with those because I don't know anything. Oh, I do remember him in this like made for TV movie where he was this high school football player, but he takes like steroids and they show him like abusing his girlfriend and going crazy. That just taught me a lot of lessons. I think it was Ben Affleck in that. But I always remember that. A Body to Die For. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. So I remember watching that in middle school or high school, but it was a good lesson about like don't let steroids take over your life and all that. So I guess that's all mine.
All right. And then Chris, how about you?
Yeah, so I got Hollywoodland, number 10. Dazed and Confused at number 9. Chasing Amy at number 8. Armageddon at number 7. The Way Back at number 6. That's a more recent movie. 2020. Number 5, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice from 2016. Gone Girl. The Town at number 3. Number 2 is Argo. And 1 is Good Will Hunting.
And that actually, I've seen some of those too. Those were good.
I've never seen Good Will Hunting. I should have already.
That one I haven't seen though, but and then here's my list. I have number 10, Jersey Girl. And then I have He's Just Not Into You. I've got Clerks 2 because Clerks 2 is better than Clerks 1. Then I have Surviving Christmas. I also have Gone Girl. Daredevil, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Chasing Amy, and everybody's got to have Armageddon because it's got Bruce Willis, it's got Ben Affleck. It's I really enjoy that movie, and besides my honorable mentions, my number 1 is Pearl Harbor. Because Pearl Harbor.
Oh my god, I didn't realize that. That's one of mine. I really like that one.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor is an amazing movie. I mean, I've always been interested in World War II, anyways, growing up, and that just takes it. The movie side of what happened with Pearl Harbor, and start of World War II. So. But I really love that movie. I love how he does in that movie, as well as Josh Hart in it. So, and then of course my honorable mentions: Mallrats, Forces of Nature, and Glory Days. So, I mean, people give him so much crap over his acting, but he does have some really good acting, in these movies. So, all right, and then I'm gonna move on to actress, which again, like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, Maggie Smith. And the only reason why I chose this was because a viewer had mentioned, hey, why don't you do, for your list, why don't you do Maggie Smith for the actress? So, that's why we're doing Maggie Smith now. I mean, and it's like I said earlier, I hadn't really seen many of her movies. The only things I've seen is what I wrote down. The Harry Potter movies. I'm not a real big, huge fan of Harry Potter movies, but she did well in those movies. Then you have Sister Act 1 and 2, and then Hook. So, I mean, I think they're okay. The Harry Potter movies are okay, but I'm not obsessed over them. So, but I think Maggie did well in my opinion in those movies, and those are the only ones I happen to watch with her in it. How about you, Chris?
California Suite, number 10. Sister Act from 92. Quartet, numbers 8. 7, The Secret Garden. Harry Potter series, number 6, just any of them. Number 5, A Room with a View. Number 4, The Lady in the Van. Number 3, Gosford Park. 2, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Yeah.
And number 1, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie from 1969.
That's a good list. Yeah, a lot of those you mentioned, I have not even heard of, let alone seen. So, go ahead, James.
I'll be honest with you as well. I've seen her in the Sister Act movies. Well, maybe just number 2. But I forgot about this. I remember one afternoon I was watching TCM, and this movie called California Suite came up. And I know Chris just mentioned it, but I couldn't believe the cast of it. It was amazing. And just the wildness of it. But Maggie Smith, of course, was in it. You have Alan Ada, Michael Caine, Jane Fonda, Richard Pryor, Walter Matthau, Bill Cosby, Elaine May, and Dana Plato. Those are just some of the names I recognize. And I just remember just how crazy the movie was. So I remember her and her in that one. I'll just say the Sister Act movies, but I haven't seen her, in anything else. I haven't watched her in, Downward Abbey or Harry Potter.
Downtown Abbey.
Harry Potter. I've never seen any of those, so yeah, I've never seen most of the stuff she's been in.
All right, and yeah, I was the same way. I really haven't either. And then the final one that we're going to be talking about is Will Smith. Now, I know he's a singer and an actor, but I was going toward, because we already had Ben Affleck as the actor portion of this. I went ahead and did the singer part of,
Wow.
So, and I'm sure, eventually we'll do the whole Will Smith actor thing, another time. But yeah, this is about his music. So if you have a list there, James, go ahead. And
I have a hard time trying to fit 10. You mentioned 1999, and my brother would play Big Willie style like all the time in his Jeep back in the day when I would roll with him. So I heard that album front and back. But I don't have it, of course, ranked or whatever, but getting jiggy with it, Miami, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air theme, I always love that one. Nightmare on My Street, Summertime, Men in Black, Will 2K, Just the Two of Us, Wild Wild West, Switch. Oh, what's the other one? Freaking It, Parents Just Don't Understand, Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble. And there was, oh god, there was something else too that I remember, but it's always tough to put him in, or to have that many songs together. I'm looking at his singles list, and again, there's just so much. I mean, that era from what is it, 97 to 2000, he was amazing. I was trying to remember Switch, and then there was one like right before or after that. Maybe it was Switch, but that would be my top 10.
Okay, that's a good top 10. And you start naming those, titles, and I'm just like, okay, here you go. You had to have looked at something, or you read my mind, because there's a lot of those songs that you listed that I have too. But we're just gonna wait for mine for a minute. So let's go ahead and go with Chris's.
I think as they say, we're cheating off the class here a little bit.
Or as Big B would like to say, the phrase that pays from Rankum. So
there you go. Fresh Prince of Bel Air theme song. You got Switch. Parents Just Don't Understand. Just the Two of Us, which I didn't know he sang that one, but Wild Wild West. Miami. Men in Black. Getting Jiggy with It. And Summertime.
all right, yeah. Besides a couple others that I wrote down that I mean, maybe there was one that you guys didn't say that I did, but I'm just gonna read them anyways. And what's funny is the fact, this thing is 10 or less kind of thing, and the weird thing is I know exactly 10 of his songs. So I thought that was kind of funny because when I counted them, I'm like, okay, I've got 10, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that's all I know is 10. So here's my 10 of Will Smith that I knew, which I thought I knew more. Men in Black, Miami, Getting Jiggy with It, Wild Wild West, Just the Two of Us. But here's the thing you guys missed. Men in Black 2, when he did the song for it, Black Suits Coming, Nod Your Head.
Oh my god.
I heard that one.
Yeah, on Men in Black 2, that's what he did the song for, because Men in Black 1 he did. But yeah, Black Suits Coming, Nod Your Head. That's actually the theme for number 2.
Let me look that up.
I wanted to point that out. And then of course what you guys said, Switch, the theme song for Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Parents Just Don't Understand, in Summertime. So but yeah, I noticed you guys missed that one, and I'm like, wait a minute, have you guys not seen Men in Black 2? Or
It's been a long time for me.
I only remember one, really.
Same.
No. Well, I've seen 1, 2, and 3, and I didn't care for 3 much, but 1 and 2 definitely I really like. So, and then like I said, eventually down the road, we'll sometime on this show we'll talk about Will Smith's movies. So, and he's a really great action star too. So, as well as singer or rapper or whatever. So. But yeah, anyway, that's my list of top 10. I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything else, or before we close this?
I don't remember that song for Will Smith.
Yeah,
That's
I like it.
crazy.
Yeah, I do.
You thought I would know that, but I don't.
I did. I did. I figured you guys, I figured you guys watched number 1 and number 2 at least. And
I
Wild.
kind of remember number 2, but I don't remember that.
yeah, so that's crazy. That's where, number 2, when he's the one in charge, trying to find the light of Zartha, and then all of a sudden find out it's the girl that's actually the light and all that. So but yeah, it's the main song for that movie. So anyway, so I have really nothing else. So we're gonna go ahead and close this out. We're running a little late here. Chris, do you have any last words for the night?
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching and tuning in, commenting. Saturday is going to be a special Kicking It.
Oh wow!
So stay tuned for that.
Hey, what time does that start?
Yeah.
Did he say?
I think either 10 or 8 or 9 your time, Pacific time.
Okay.
Really?
Wow.
That's normally when it starts, but
Well,
It's Saturday edition.
He's been doing it, trying towards 9 o'clock because he knows I can't be on there usually on Thursday. So
it goes back and forth. I don't know.
all right, James. And how about you? Since you got out of hosting tonight,
I I should be able to make that for tomorrow, and then I don't know, Chris, if you wanted to do a on deck tomorrow as well.
Yeah, we can do it. I'll talk to you about it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted to, because I know I missed yesterday, and but yeah, tomorrow should be available to do that. I'm shocked as hell about it. I'm just amazed how y'all have carried the show since I've been gone. Fridays, it's always like a thing where I'm hoping to get home back in time. I seemingly never do. I've been having to work longer shifts, and I try to tune in when I can. And I just want to thank you two both for doing this. These topics were way better than mine, and yeah, I just can't wait for next week, and I hope I'm here for that. And I will hopefully see everyone tomorrow, and for Morning Tailgate Sunday, CTC at night, game night, and Sports Minute. And then we'll do this all over again next week. Take care, folks.
and then, but yeah, and James, the thing is you gotta remember, I did do this.
You know what I mean?
I gotta, but see, here's the thing. I'm trying to give it to you and have you do it, but I don't mind filling in though. It's all good. I have no problem with it. We're all having fun with all this, anyways. So anyway, yeah. And I want to thank everybody for commenting. I mean, you have John, you have my mom, Jean, you have Callan, which I have to stop and say this because he actually didn't do it this time.
He didn't.
He didn't. So, and I think he's off now because he hasn't said anything lately. So I'm going to do this now. He did not sit there and say Dominic Mysterio a bunch of times to irritate me. So I'm grateful for that. But in reality, I am grateful for Callan and his comments, and so I want to thank again everybody for commenting and watching. We do enjoy the comments.
We do.
And it feeds off of what we talk about, which helps out too. So and that's all I got. So I hope everybody has a great weekend and a great night, and We will be back next week for another episode of Entertainment Hour. Everybody have a good night.